Hi, my name is Jacob Baker, and today I get to present to you about an idea I have for a company called Tabletop. So, who are we and what do we do? Tabletop is a board game cafe, which means people can come in and explore hundreds of board games, pick them from the shelves on the wall, and play them with friends and family. It's a really good opportunity to kind of get out, socialize with people, and to try a variety of board games you might not otherwise have been able to try or wanted to spend money on purchasing a board game you weren't sure about. The way the business is set up is you can either get in using a daily pass or you can pay for a subscription, which means you can come as much as you want during the month. The subscription also includes something called the metagame. The metagame is going to be a puzzle that spans a 3-month cycle that you're going to be trying to solve during it outside of actually being at Tabletop. You're going to get some type of physical token, so it might be like a poker chip, and it's going to help along with the puzzle. These metagames are played along with all the other subscribers and the community. One final note on this, Tabletop is a part of the entertainment industry. So we're going to be competing with other places like bowling alleys, archery ranges, movie theaters, that kind of thing. So the mission and the vision. The vision is to create a comfortable place. Basically, we want to get people out of their homes. So we want to make somewhere that's just as comfortable as playing a game at your home with your friends. But improving on that, you're going to have food services, beverage service. It's going to have a wider variety of games, but we still want the atmosphere to be comfortable like you would be in your own home. The mission statement is to provide quality in all of these different areas and to further tabletop gaming as a whole. We really want to build out the community and see it become more mainstream again. So Blue Ocean Strategy, what is Blue Ocean Strategy? That is doing business in a marketplace or an industry that doesn't exist yet. So being able to move into a blue ocean means that we're not going to have competitors, and it's going to be a lot easier to do business because you're creating business instead of just doing something that's already been done. A big thing here, instead of focusing on like technology or something like that, it's a lot more on managerial decisions, and you're not trading off cost for value in these instances. So for Tabletop, where we're going to be using this type of strategy is in our Donate a Game program. So right now, if you want to play a board game, you have to pay, $50, $60 to be able to do that. At Tabletop, we're going to have all these games available for you. But of course, we don't have every single game available for you. The Donate a Game program is going to be where people can donate a game of $10 of retail value or more, and you'll get a free month subscription. So we're encouraging you to donate games that you enjoy, you like playing, to our inventory so other people can explore them, and then still getting a benefit for yourself. This is used in conjunction with a smart inventory system. We are reusing inventory over and over again. So whereas a bookstore is going to buy a book and then sell it, they have to buy another book. For us, we buy that book or have that book donated, and we can use it time and time and time again. And that's a new type of strategy, and it's a new type of territory. There are some board game cafes that exist, but nothing in Riverside. It's a really new emerging industry as a whole. So who do we serve? Who are our customers? Who's going to be coming to this? People like me. It's going to be people who enjoy playing board games. But more specifically, so we're looking for ages 18 to 35. In Riverside alone, that's going to be a population over 87,000 people. Then we're also looking for a certain income level, which is going to be 15,000 to 50,000 for individuals, or 35,000 to about 100,000 for households. Again, in Riverside, it's over 100,000 people. The last criteria we have here are people who enjoy video games. The last criteria we have are people who enjoy board games. This is a lot harder to measure because most people would say they enjoy playing board games, and getting statistical data on that is not as straightforward as you would think. So what we look at is, how are board games doing as a whole? Well, as a whole, it's exploded in the last 5 years. The millennial generation has really been pushing this revolution of board games again. You're seeing them pop up on websites like Kickstarter or crowdfunding source material, where someone comes, they have an idea, they get the public to back it, and these are exploding. Their numbers are in the thousands. So you really see an interest driven behind here. Ideally, which we'll get into a little bit later, it's going to be the college student for a myriad of reasons, which we will cover in a little bit. But so a college student is going to want to go out. They're going to seek out these entertainment activities. They're going to want to spend money on that where some other people might not want to. And also, they're not going to have their board games with them. A lot of people go away to college and they don't think to bring their favorite board game. And this is going to be a great place where they can have that need met. So here's a couple charts just kind of go over what I was talking about there. So you can see there's an upward trend in all of these different populations, but very specifically, if you look at the successfully funded games chart, it has a much steeper slope. So these games are being funded, people are interested in them, they are investing in them. These are your average day person who don't necessarily have any business interests or doing other business things, but they are investing in this product. So our location, where are we going to be located? Well, like I said, the target audience is going to be the college student, so we're going to be located near UCR here in Riverside, which is one of the universities. We have two potential locations. The first one is going to be at University Village, which is within walking distance of the college campus, and it's about 2,700 square feet. The second location is at University Heights, once again within walking distance, and that one's going to be 2,400 square feet. So the company structure. Tabletop is going to be structured as an LLC. The big reason behind this is it's still going to allow me to contain or have control over the company, whereas something like a corporation wouldn't. But it also still protects me, where a sole proprietorship won't. So with the LLC, it does take more money to start up, but nothing compared to the corporations, and it's going to give more protection. So the business is not going to be its own entity, but it will still have some type of separation. That's good for a number of reasons. So I can make choices that are going to be harder. If you have a corporate structure, you have to answer to the board. You have to answer to the stakeholders. With an LLC, I can make the choices that need to be made. And because it's an LLC, I'm going to be a little bit separated from the company. So I will feel more comfortable making those choices. This is really going to benefit Tabletop, as like I said before, it's going to be community driven. You really need to be able to make choices for the community sometimes in place of just strict profits. Of course, profits are a huge priority as well, but sometimes there's hard choices that have to be made. Lastly, the tax implications. The tax implications is it'll be taxed as though it's my own income instead of at a corporate rate where it has double taxation. That means more income, so I'm going to be in a better position to pay back investors or pay back loans. Social media use and presence. So Tabletop is definitely going to be on social media. This is where our demographic is, and it's such a powerful tool for small businesses. Here we have a list of different things for the advantages and disadvantages. The cost effective, everyone knows this one. Advertising on social media is really cheap. A lot of places you can start up for free. You don't have to pay for an account. You can even advertise pretty cost effectively. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Another advantage is marketing. So never before have we had access to information like we do with social media. You can pick a demographic, you can pick an age range, you can pick a location. They can tell you so much information about these people, who looks at the ad, who clicks on the ad, who goes through to the website. It just has opened up such a huge range of options and data that you can collect from marketing on social media. So that's definitely where we're going to be focusing our efforts. There's also disadvantages to marketing, and a lot of it comes in the form of how you present yourself online. The internet can really rally behind you, or they can really go against you. So you have to be careful to market yourself in an appropriate manner that's going to be digestible by the public. Another advantage here is internal benefit. So starting off, Tabletop is going to be one location, but we hope to be expanding to 2 locations in the near future. And the internal benefits are it's going to allow for better communication, better cohesive image between the 2 locations. It really just can bring the company as a whole together once we get to that point. But that also, on the disadvantage side of this one, another disadvantage is manipulation. So things can be manipulated online. Your words can be taken out of context. Things can be missaid, or they can be hacked into. So this is, once again, a lot of disadvantages are going to focus on the way you present yourself, and the way to avoid that is just going to be through training, making sure that we're doing the appropriate things, we have appropriate security measures in place. Really quick to go through the other ones. Advantages, communication. like I said, Tabletop's going to be focused on community. Communication's huge. We want to be engaged with our audience. We want to be communicating. We're going to have the metagame for the subscription, which is really going to involve the community, and we have to be able to give information out and receive information back. On the flip side, miscommunication, kind of similar to manipulation. Just have to be careful of what is said. Community and crowdsourcing. So once again, just feeding into that community. You really want to build up the community behind you. It's crazy to see the amount of support you can get from someone, especially if you have a strong online presence, where if you have a call to action, they will meet that call to action. If you're having issues, people come to support you. If you're planning an event night, the community is going to show up and come to the event and spread the word for you. They can be a great asset to the company. The last one, reviews. So this is where you have a chance to bring in more people. People have never had a voice like they do now. People can go on, say what happened at a place, what their opinion was, and it's digested by hundreds, if not thousands of others. So reviews are really important, that we need to make sure that we are giving a good uniformed experience to everyone, and hopefully see good reviews, and then if bad reviews come in, to address them. There's nothing worse than seeing a bad review and then no response, because then you just assume that person was correct if the company isn't responding to that. So our competitive advantages. Competitive advantages have to meet some criteria. They have to be valuable to the customer and to the company. They have to be rare. They have to be costly to copy, and they can't be easily substituted. So for Tabletop, we have 3 competitive advantage. A unique social experience. That's valuable. You're not going to go to a movie theater and get the same social experience. You're not going to be able to talk to your friends and family. You're not going to be cooperating on a game or objective, or you're not going to be competing against them. Even something like bowling, where maybe you are competing against your friends and family, it's usually the way a lot of those are structured up, like bowling or archery. Someone gets up, they take their turn, they do the action, then they come back to the group. With Tabletop, you are engaged with the group the entire time you're there. It's a really unique experience. This is costly to copy in the sense that companies that already exist, like bowling or archery, you can't just integrate that and make it a group activity. There really isn't an easy way to do that, and if you did, you have to change the structure of everything completely. They're not easily substituted. This just goes along with its uniqueness. You can't substitute sitting around a board game all going towards the same goal, or just the things that come out naturally from playing some of the card games, where you're coming up with things on the fly, and it's just a very creative, fun environment that's hard to duplicate. Another competitive advantage is the range of unique games and the donation program. So Tabletop is going to start with at least an inventory of 200 games, and we're going to add to that every single month. This is valuable, and it's going to be rare because of the way our system's set up. We are going to be buying crowdsourced games. This means limited run games that are not going to be available anymore. We have the donated game program. That means old games or unique games or something like that that people have are going to be in our inventory that other people are not going to have in that way. This isn't going to be easily copied or easy to substitute because it's going to be so unique and so time sensitive. Unless another company was doing the same thing at the same time in the same location, they're going to have a different inventory. And we can really bring value to customers in this. The last one, a subscription service with metagame. So subscription services are pretty common, but this is also going to include another aspect. I don't know of any other game cafe that's doing something like this, and I don't know of any puzzle subscription, because there are some out there, that have any type of physical location attached to them. So this is rare, it's valuable, it's going to be costly to copy. For example, there is a location in Marina Valley called Silky Smooth, or another gaming cafe. The way they're structured is they have a daily rate, or you can buy an item at their cafe which waives the daily rate. They can't just introduce a subscription in metagame because that's going to upset their customers. They can't go from saying you don't have to pay a daily rate to get in if you buy food to you have to pay a daily rate or you have to have a subscription, because their customers are going to react negatively to that. It's not something that was built from the ground up, and so it's going to be difficult to duplicate at that point.